That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right. All right. So, what the
I guess you brought up parents there, so I guess we should probably just get into our second topic here.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that.
All right.
We're already fucking 15 minutes in. What are we, masochists? We've been on for...
We like hearing ourselves talk, Derek.
It's like almost 2 hours here. All right. Scott Jerk.
I don't know if that's necessarily the pronunciation.
Scott Jerk.
Jerk?
I'm just saying it fast. Scott Jerk.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay. He says, I think I know. This is the Hoppe criticism, right?
Yeah.
That's what this is. So this guy heard that it was me, not you, Brett. So I'm not blaming Brett. Brett was not at fault. It was me. I got some info. I thought it was believable. I aired it that Hoppe could make the team, or he's close to making the team.
And as we found out during the live stream, Hoppe's on that reserve list.
He is on the
Sargent.
reserve list. Yes. So if anything goes wrong, or let's say that Morris his injury tonight, he came out in whatever the 70th, 80th minute. Let's say that as actually an injury, and it looked like somebody punched him in the face too. By the way, he had this weld underneath his eye. And Seattle, by the way, won the game. So bye-bye, Leon. Bye-bye. You're done. So Scott Jerk says, I think I know a dude that lives in his parents' basement that may be a good second source. Hey, Scott, fuck you. Suck it, you asshole. Listen, we don't pretend here on the show that we have 100% of the answers. We just present fucking... And listen, we've been right a lot. We just happen to be wrong for the first time. Here, we're not the first time. This is the second, third time. It could be more than that. I don't know. I mean, if you take us back to 2010, it could be a lot more than that. I'm just saying we didn't say it was 100%. We just said it's possible. We're hearing some shit. We're laying it out. We're not saying it's 100%. We don't necessarily think Hoppe's going to we just think he might have a chance. And then he did have a chance because he's on the reserve roster. You cocksucker. Anyhow, that was probably too harsh.
A little harsh.
I'm just
I like my approach better.
Dude, I get it. I like your approach, which we're about to read. But I just got to say, this whole parents in the basement shit, fuck that shit. I'm sick of every time someone doesn't agree with somebody else on their opinion, it's they live in their parents' basement. I'm 50 years old. I haven't lived in my parents' basement ever. I left my house when I was 17. Okay? I haven't been back. I haven't lived with my parents. So, that is such a bogus bullshit fucking state. It's so unoriginal. It's so unoriginal. You are an unoriginal motherfucker. Come up with something new. Okay, I'm done. I was harsh. There you go. That's what I would have said. And that's why Brett does.
This is why you're not on social media, Derek.
Yes, that's why Brett does the tweets.
Because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, Scott's disagreeing with us, but he may be a nice guy that likes to listen to our show. I'm not sure. So I respond by saying, Paul too? Right on, my man.
Which Paul were you talking about?
Oh, Paul, the guy who lives in his parents' basement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like a specific, not like.
Oh, there's
Paul.
no specific Paul. No. I could have named him anything.
Paul Newman.
Yeah, there we go. Likely it.
Pauly Shore.
But let's see here. This continues. Yes. Okay.
Oh, it goes on and on and on and on. Okay. Oh, Chris chimes in saying, judging someone before you know their background, not a good look. Exactly. That's why I'm being an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I don't like responses like that. I mean, that's so ad hominem. It's such a jerky, douchey thing to say. So don't say that. We won't do that to you. No one will do. I would do it to you. Brett won't. Brett's on tweet. So treat him with respect. I'll do it to you. I'll do it to you one-on-one, motherfucker, if you need to. Anyhow, I'm pissed off. That comment pissed me off. That is the most douchiest comment I've ever read that you've ever sent me. So, I'm sorry. And you sent me a lot of
I
comments
send you a lot of stuff too
that irritate me, but they don't really piss me off. That one was like, what a dick.
Derek gets so flustered with Twitter, and he's not actually on Twitter.
That's why I'm not on Twitter.
These people fucking piss me off. I'm like, dude, thank goodness you don't have an account.
That's why I'm not on Twitter, because I just want to punch motherfuckers in the face, because it's a dirty place. It's a dirty, dark place.
So Chris said, judging somebody without knowing their background, not a good look. And I said, I judge myself on a regular basis. Turns out I pass 95% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, as long as your wife's thumbs up, it's all good to go.
That's the 5% that I'm wrong, apparently.
And then Chris says that's a strong percentage.
It's peer reviewed too, Derek.
So you and your wife have people watching?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are kind of into that shit.
60% of the time it works every time.
Brett's doing a good job tonight. What do you guys think? Yes, he is. She seems very pleased. The kids are asleep. Everything seems to be going 100%. Or 95% at the very least. All right.
She didn't say, okay, now leave at the end of it. So we're good. We're good.
She didn't say, I'm kind of tired tonight. I'm going to go to sleep.
All right, well, this continues.
No shit.
This is after the Parents' Basement. Football report says, okay, nice thing to say about the straight red card. Props up football report. Woo.
What did we say in that video?
That was the one about Hoppe leave. Yeah, this is our last live stream.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we got Hoppe pseudo wrong. I'm sorry, but he's a lot closer to the lineup than we thought.
This is where he goes. He also goes, also imagine anyone revealing their personal sources. That's how you lose your connections, by burning your sources.
Yes. I have never mentioned a source, an insider source in my life. And even if you go to Tactical's got a lot of connections to Brooks' crowd. There's no way he's going to expose any of them. Why would he do that? Why would he do that?
I do expose our source. I do. 100%.
Yeah?
I said, people like being outed. Fine. Our source at Majorca happens to be Stu himself.
That would be
Stu
great.
Holden's our source. You heard it here, guys.
I hope Stu reads that and goes, those fucks. He's gonna be like, that's slander.
I can't wait. Now I'm gonna hear all about it at the next board meeting.
Yeah, he's not our source. I mean, just to be clear.
Allegedly he's our source.
It's not Stu Holden. Listen, when we told you Brooks was kaput, fucked, screwed with Berhalter 4 months ago, and we were right, and people lambasted us for that too. They're like, oh, how do you fucking know? You're full of shit. And then we got it right. And then we got it right again. And then we got it right again. And then we got it wrong this time. Because I just thought, well, Berhalter can't possibly pretend to be this dumb for this long. Well, yes, he can. Let's see who calls him out for it. Let's see.
So Brooks was out by the was it the first window?
November?
When did we play Canada? Was Canada the second window?
I think it was out November, December.
So yeah, he was there
February, March.
First window, the second window. I don't recall.
He's been out for a while.
El Salvador. Did we play Canada after El Salvador though? And then it was Honduras. Yeah. No, so he was out. He was out after the first window.
Mm-hmm.
So okay.
Yep.
So this entire time since that first window, it was excuse after excuse after excuse. And don't get me wrong, you could live by those excuses when he was sucking balls during club games. But the tables turned, and eventually he'd be much, much, much better, and your excuses no longer fly.
I'm almost done gloating about this because at this point, Meg said what she said. I had my other sources that already told me he's not going to make this roster or that roster and then that roster. And we told people, and they were still pissed at us. Like, fuck you. There's no fucking problem.
He's our best center back. He'll be here next time. And
there's no conflict. There's no personal issues going on here. Yes, there were.
You're just putting
We
on your
told you about
tinfoil.
them. Hey, listen, I always say you don't have to believe me. I said it when I said it back then. You don't have to believe me. I'm fine with it. You don't want to believe me? Don't believe me. And then we got Hoppe. So I got Hoppe somewhat wrong this window. And, I don't think I said it was 100%, though. I don't think I said it.
No,
I
don't think we. I don't think we stand by anything 100%.
think
We
we
always
said there
leave
was
room for fuck ups.
I think so. You're saying there's a chance, and we
So
said
you're
yes,
saying
there
there's
is. Yes, there is a chance.
99.99999% sure.
Do we have the full reserve list, by the way?
No,
We
I
got
don't know.
Sargent,
I don't think
Hoppe.
there's such a thing. I've never heard of this until this window. Until Norwich came out and said, Josh Sargent's not going to be in this window. He's on the reserve list in case Berhalter needs him. I'm like, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
Never heard of that before.
we know of two guys on the reserve list:
Quote,
Hoppe
unquote.
and Sargent. That's it right now.
Probably Brooks, just in case,
I think
EDD
Brooks
or Sands comes up lame.
Dude, Brooks is done.
With Berhalter and quite frankly, given his age, yeah, pretty much.
I think he's done.
It's a shame.
Yep.
But while we're talking about players that are snubbed, Derek,
Yep.
I've got another tweet here
Okay.
I wanted to bring up. I thought this would be a fun one to talk
Are
about.
we nearing completion?
This is the last one.
That's what my wife used to say.
Oh, wrong way.
Greg Berhalter is torn between bringing in Josie Altidore and Bobby Wood. I'm so glad Colin didn't write this. As the third striker, he is expected to make a final decision in the coming hours. Josh Sargent was considered, but ultimately Greg believed he is not good enough for the national team, sources tell me. Whoa.
So he was third.
Whoa.
Now, whether or not this is parody, I don't know if this is a joke, but he did get 33% of what he said accurate.
Is Carlos a writer?
I don't
Is
know.
he
I don't know
researcher?
Carlos coverage. So, I mean, he covers something, I imagine.
Okay.
But regardless, he got the phrase of Greg believed that he was not good enough for Josh Sargent. Now, mind you, he might not necessarily use the terms not good enough, but we talked about in the live stream the reason why PFOC was brought in over Sargent was because of goals. Then we don't need to jump back into the fact that the other two strikers that PFOC's going to be competing up against have not scored for a while.
Carlos, DM us. DM Brett at the Straight Regard.
Straight _ red.
I want to know.
But
we won't disclose your sources. We just would like. We'll share sources. Okay, how's that? But I just want to
share
know,
within the DMs is what he's referring to, not necessarily on a show.
because
we found out that doesn't help.
Yeah, Altidore and Bobby Wood, they're just way out of this picture. I'm just wondering who gave you. I don't think they're not even on the reserve list, either of them. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes people just give you crap, and then you have to feast on it, unfortunately. And
there was a lot of Twitter talk, not all good coverage, but as far as like Josie and Bobby are concerned, the possibility of them being included type thing. So it would have surprised the shit out of me if that were the case, especially with Josie just literally coming back. And yes, he scored a goal, but
so did Zardes. So it's like, I mean, so did Bobby Wood, but.
Well, and neither of those two players have ever played under Berhalter. I don't think Josie's played for Berhalter.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think back to the early days.
Maybe once,
but
off the bench.
Regardless,
I'm probably wrong. I mean, 50-year-old brain here.
Correct us if we're wrong, guys. But yeah, so
yeah, I don't know. That whole post was like kaboom, blown up because Bobby
I was
Wood,
shitting bricks when I read this too because it was like literally what I know it says 9:49 p.m., but that was maybe when I pulled it. No, that was I don't know where he would have been. Where the fuck would he? It must have been over in Europe. Carlos must be in Europe.
If Greg said he believed he is not good enough for the national team,
never mind, that was on 316. Never mind, I take that back. That could have been anywhere.
There's no way Greg said he's not good enough for the national team. There's just no fucking way he said that. I mean, maybe he said it behind closed doors and your sources are that good. I mean, if they are, props to you. They're better than my sources. But god damn, that's a harsh thing to say. Better than Pepe Ferreira? Sargent playing in the fucking Premier League. He's not playing in MLS. He plays on a shitty team. I get it. Not good enough? Well, he made the reserve team. So there you go. I guess he does consider him good enough, but just not good enough for this 27-man roster, which is really atrocious, actually. It's really atrocious. But now, with some injuries, maybe we will see Sargent. We might not. But
yeah.
Anything else?
I pulled up Carlos just to take a look at him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not him, not like a picture of him by any means, but like just his account. And he's a relatively new account. June 2020. Covers U.S. men's national team, primarily CONCACAF, MLS, Europe.
Okay.
Not followed by anybody that follows us, and currently does not follow us. So, yeah. Regardless,
That's weird.
If he got that information, if he's got a contact that gave him that information, then I guess he fell right into the same boat that we fell in with Brooks and Hoppe.
Well, the Brooks thing is more my fault. I'm not blaming my source for that one because I listened to the argument and I was like,
dude,
yeah.
We brought the argument up a number of times. Made sense.
I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Greg doesn't want to have to answer to that next window because Brooks is clearly in form. Now, the Hoppe thing, that's a different story. You know, you get information sometimes and you go with it. And then that next time you hear it from the same source, you're like, I understand what you're saying here, but yeah, a little more information. Probably maybe let's talk again in 2 days or whatever. And we didn't. So, because things might have changed. But, you know, as far as Hoppe's going, his fucking manager's fucking him in the ass. But at least he made the reserve team. So there's that. So that's probably more than most people would have thought.
I'm still at a loss on that.
Well, that's in case guys get the Rona or the herpes or the gonorrhea.
Again, I could imagine them being like, hey, legit, because he's local, saying, hey, we may need to call you in if, you know, Roldan
comes
that
happens.
with 2 left feet.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, it would strike me as odd to say, hey, fly halfway around the world for a 6-day window where we play 3 games. I mean, that would be like literally you'd be flying him in the day before, like day of or day before the actual second game, if there's any case of bringing them in.
That definitely happens. It happens. The closer you are, I mean,
that's why Jackson Ewell got called in to a qualifier, because he was literally in San Jose. So.
Who's the moron that had Ewell in there? 27.
I don't know if anybody had Ewell.
Yeah, somebody did.
Well, I didn't catch it.
Can't remember who it was, but apparently he's a moron. I'm just all about making friends on this show.
Eric, that's my job.
I am so bad at this. I want to be your friend. Hey, moron. This is really good. I'm just making friends left and right. I'm just waiting for that email from Heath Pierce. He's like, hey, cocksucker, have me on your show. Let's go one-on-one, bitch.
Hey, that'd be great content. If somebody was actually butthurt about what we've said on here, them coming on here and talking would be great content.
I mean, listen, literally, Tact
Let's do it on the live stream because I want to monetize the shit out of it.
I mean, Tact and I could go one-on-one forever about his comments today, and he's totally fine with it. He knows what we said. And disagreement is part of this game. It's part of the game. You're not going to agree. Brett and I happen to agree on a lot of things, but not everything, and that's fine.
Well, it's the reason why we agree on a lot of things is because we're right.
Echo chamber. But we talk a lot about soccer together, and we often come to the same conclusions. And then when we disagree, you'll hear us fucking bark at each other on this show. And it's okay.
Yeah, we did during the live stream for a quick second. I forgot what it was even about, to tell you the truth.
Me too. People are like, you guys need to quit arguing. I'm like, no, we're going to keep arguing.
This is how guys chat. If you were at a pub drinking, talking about a sport, there's going to be escalated moments, and then all of a sudden you're having another beer with each other. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. I don't take anything we say here personal.
Yep.
If somebody wants to call us tools or D-bags or whatever, I don't give a rat's ass.
I don't either. And this is just how this show's going to go. And if we're friends with Jimmy and he says something ridiculous, we're just going to say Jimmy said something ridiculous. That's it. Or to disagree with him or whatever. I love how
you keep bringing up Heath, and I'm like I don't think he hasn't really, outside of liking a couple of our comments and stuff like that, he hasn't said anything to us. So I don't know. I know that you kind of like for like a couple minutes there went on the whole like, why are you starting Slonina? Comment, but that was literally it. I don't think either of them have any form of animosity towards us, so I think we're good on that front.
No, he was right most of the time. No, there's no animosity that I know of, that I can speak of. So
I need to be angry at this face. Come on.
Be angry at this one. All right. I think we're done tonight, right?
Yeah, that was a nice 36-minute video there.
So make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma, as usual. She's about as old as I am. She might like it. Or your grandpa, because he might have been around in the 70s watching the Cosmos play in New York, like me. Until then, we want to thank all of you for supporting the show and buying like a bunch of fucking t-shirts recently. It's cool. Like if I see someone in a crowd at a game wearing one of our t-shirts, I will personally piss in my pants for you. I will piss in my pants and go, oh my God, that's so cool.
It would have been cooler to say, hey, if I saw you in that merch at a game, I will buy you a beer at a pub when we leave the game, because I'm not going to spend $8-9 on a beer for you right now.
Well, the problem is the games are nowhere near Indianapolis or Bloomington, so wouldn't be able to have a beer with them. Let's say this. The first person caught on camera that they can send us wearing a Straight Red Card t-shirt will get the next shit that they buy for free. Like, I will go in there and buy it for you and mail it to you.
You'll be on camera. Now, you're not going to have it probably by the Panama game, but Nations League, or maybe if you want to go to Qatar, that'd be great. And you're like rocking it, like, yeah, and you're on camera. Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah. First person that gets the Straight Red Card t-shirt, any of them, there's like 3 of them. You get it on fucking television and can prove it, we will send you whatever you want next on the fucking list for free. I will go in there and I will buy it for you and mail it to you. So do that. I think that's a fun challenge, right?
Yeah.
Fun challenge. I want to see a Straight Red Card shirt in the goddamn crowd.
Given when people can start buying the shirts and when our next home game is, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to do that in time.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, we got time, I guess.
I got the whole window. That the guy that bought like 3 t-shirts 3 days ago, he's about to get his shit. It's like
I guess they could technically go to both Costa Rica and Azteca, but I would imagine the Panama game would probably be the more realistic one.
Probably, yeah.
For us to go there, so.
Either way, first one to pull it off gets free shit. Free shit. You can pick whatever you want out of the merchandise. We will buy it. We will mail it to you.
Derek will do the truffle shuffle on camera.
What's that?
It's from Goonies, where Chunk lifts his shirt up and he does like a little jiggle dance.
Dude, your memory on movies is exceptional. Like, I could give a fuck about Goonies at this point. Like, I don't remember that. I watched it when I was like 13, 12. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I've never watched it again.
I remember I watched Goonies a lot of times, but no.
Why?
When it comes to
why?
It's nostalgia. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid, and from then it holds a soft spot in my heart. It's one of the few childhood memory of TV shows and movies that I could go back to and watch and not throw up a bit. Like going back and watching some of the cartoons from my childhood, I was like, I feel so bad for my parents. This was absolute shit.
I probably watched a lot of that too. I'm probably just almost as old as your parents. But here's the thing. I guess as an Army brat, I've learned to experience something and then move on. Experience something and move on. Because that's what you do as an Army brat. You move every 2, 3, 4 years. You're never in the same place very long. So experience it, move on to a new place, readjust, fuck the past, got to embrace the present. So, but it's weird in other areas like history, like I know like every marshal of Napoleon's army. So there's weird shit that sticks in my brain and other shit that doesn't. So there you go.
Here we go.
I don't know how the brain works. I mean, not completely. I've read some articles. All right. Until the next time, we will see you soon.
That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right.